first guest has stumbled on a fascinating slice of life in the town of Buckner, Missouri. That slice of life comes your way tomorrow night on WGN America. Welcome to Outlaw Country.
Just to confirm, the two of you are aware this is being recorded and are okay with that?
Sure, why not? The reason we let TV cameras follow us around is because we ain't doing nothing. You know, we want to show people what these cops are doing.
Anytime I hear about any crimes, I always think about the monks.
Right here, boy. Get the fuck out of here. Pick up, keep bleeding.
I'm John Monk, and this is my brother.
I'm Josh Monk.
You guys wanted trouble. You found it.
Every dude wanted to be us, and every girl wanted to be with us.
The Monk brothers are a couple of loudmouth tattooed guys.
They're two brothers, just like we are, but they're soft and we're not.
I think you're getting a little out of control.
You know I'm prone to violence. I'm protecting you guys.
There's nothing here.
Am I confident that they're gonna go to prison? Very confident.
I mean, we were just having a good time.
That's what we do, man.
Outlaw Country, Tuesday, February 24th on WGN America.
You may know our first guest way back when as one of the co-stars of the classic comedy The Wonder Years on ABC. Since that time, he has grown into being a top television producer behind the scenes. We had him on a couple years ago, reuniting with Scott Baio when he did a program called See Dead Run on Nick at Night. Now he's the executive producer of Outlaw Country. Joining us live here in New York, Jason Hervey. Jason, welcome back.
Thank you, Simon. How are you? Man, I marvel every time that I'm talking to you, and I'm on hold, and of course I'm listening to you do your show. Where do you get this energy? If you could bottle that and sell that, it'd be bigger than Red Bull and 5 Hour Energy put together, man.
Well, if I were to tell you right now, we'd be sharing it with hundreds of people, so it wouldn't be a secret for long. But just say you and me, it's attitude. It's attitude. Just to punch it up.
Man. Well, good to be back, and thank you for having me on the show, talking about our new series from Bischoff Hervey Entertainment, premiering tomorrow night on WGN at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, Outlaw Country. It is a heck of a show.
And how did this town of Buckner, Missouri, get on your radar screen, Jason?
They're in this business, as I'm sure you know, a lot of projects always start off with whether it's from a friend, a producer, an agent, or whatever. Hey, I got a guy, or hey, I got an idea, or hey, I'd like to introduce you to this person, and they have an interesting business or whatever. So kind of the way it went down initially was very, very standard as far as hey, have something want to talk to you about. And then as I started to talk to our colleague who we work with, he started telling me about this mayor and a police chief that he had access to in this small town in Middle America, and how this really good mayor was putting together a task force to address the surge in crime, in the area and and surrounding it. So. My technical advisor, who we've worked with for a number of years at Bischoff Hervey Entertainment, we flew down there to Buckner and met with the mayor, the chief of police, his brother, who's a detective, and the Buckner Criminal Task Force liaison, as well as Major Heather Clancy and some other folks. And the mayor was telling us about what was going on, and naturally we said, well, do you have any persons of interest or any ideas, where what you attribute this to? And the Cook brothers had explained to us about their long-standing history with the Monk brothers, and how the Monk brothers are somebody that they have had this, cat and mouse with arresting and then out of court and jail time and all this whole sordid history over a 10-year period. So we learned all about that and learned all about John and Josh Monk and the crew of guys that they associate with, known as the Alliance. And before we left, because originally, Simon, it was the documentary was going to unfold, through the narrative of this task force and one set of brothers, the Cook brothers. But then Chucky and we received a phone call and got down to Revelation Tattoo to meet with John and Josh Monk. They got word to us that before we left, they wanted to meet with us. So went down there, met with the Monk brothers, and they essentially told us that, it's a small town and word travels fast, and we understand you guys are thinking about doing some type of reality show with the Cook brothers and the task force. Well, we've got a pretty good idea that our names have come up, more than once. And they were right. It did. So they said that, look, if our names are coming up and you guys are doing this reality show in our town, and just kind of the way they said that, our town, really made me, sit up and take notice. But then again, it's, between 2 and 2:30 in the morning, and we're in the basement of a tattoo shop. So I was already, highly in tune with what was going on anyway. But anyway, they said, look, the Cook brothers, no producers, Hollywood, the network, whatever. Nobody is going to tell our story but us. So we want to participate in this project. So now it went from, one set of brothers that are upholding the law to another set of brothers that are allegedly breaking the law. So this thing, turned into a beast really quickly.
And it sounds like inside this subculture, there's a sense that one side doesn't trust the other, and then you have this whole subculture as a whole, and to the police or the task force, as you showcase them, they don't trust anybody.
Well, I think that inherently when you have law enforcement officers who nothing but respect for law enforcement officers, have several friends that are in law enforcement, but when you have them interacting with these bad boys, so to speak, or this group that are living what's called the outlaw lifestyle and culture, which really means that things like loyalty and respect and really kind of living by that code where you put family first, not just blood family, but the family of your brotherhood first. So there's just, kind of naturally a divide with it's not even kind of who likes who or who doesn't like who. It's, law enforcement is, the task force is on one side of the street, like I said, upholding the law. And then you have the guys on the other side of the street, the alliance, allegedly breaking the law. So naturally, right from Jump Street, there is inherent conflict, obviously, but I think over the course of these 7 1-hours that unfold in this documentary series, Outlaw Country, premiering tomorrow night at 10 o'clock on WGN, 9 Central, what you're going to see on both sides of the camp is that we didn't have a choice, but, each side is humanized, when you're watching the news or, reading a story, you're just kind of seeing the headline or, 2 or 3 minute piece. But, 7 1-hours in, 7 hours in, in somebody's life unfolding over, many months, you're going to get to see people as, brothers, fathers, husbands. One guy, Josh, is a preacher at his church, with a men's Bible group. other people that have had, similar experiences. You're going to see Special Agent Dillman and Special Agent Fingers, our two federal agents in the show. They have a real brotherhood of a relationship. And then you have the two actual brothers, the Cook brothers, and then the unit with Marissa and Larry, two, local law enforcement officers. And even though you have two out-of-town federal agents that come in and interact and head up the task force with local law enforcement, they very much bond and become a family because, they're backing each other up in scary situations, every day. So, it's a really very interesting, dynamic, and complex documentary series, Simon, that, first of all, the access that we got was unprecedented. The look and the feel of the series would remind you of a premium 1-hour drama, not really, a reality show. And the other thing is it has an amazing sound to it. We went out of our way where, every episode has a great signature song because, in the depiction and in this documentary, the show very much has a signature look and feel on WGN, but it also, we wanted it, what does Outlaw Country sound like? We know what Outlaw Country looks like, cinematically speaking, but what does Outlaw Country sound like? So when you add up all of those things, and we worked with incredibly talented musicians, and that soundtrack for Outlaw Country will be available on iTunes. So when you add up all those things, amazing characters, great cinematography, action, suspense, an incredible soundtrack. Well, we really, think that this series, Outlaw Country, tomorrow night on WGN, is truly next level on every level.
And this is the second such series, unscripted series, that WGN America has done in the last few months. The first one, which premiered last month, was Wrestling with Death. And as Jason noted, Outlaw Country will launch tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, and I believe Pacific time also, on WGN America. Jason Hervey is one of the executive producers of the program. He's live here in New York this half hour. On tomorrow will be televised. Simon Applebaum live from the studios of Brooklyn Independent Media near the Barclays Center in New York. Happy to have you aboard this Monday afternoon. You have a question or comment for Jason? Give us the call at 646-652-2906 or use our chat room, Simon Apple 04 by name. Try this out. A U.S. government agency, specifically the National Academy of Engineering, wants to create a scripted television series. How are they doing it? They've launched a contest called The Real MacGyver, where women scriptwriters are going to be allowed the opportunity to create a series with a female engineer as the lead. And guess what? They've actually gotten the creator of MacGyver aboard the project. His name is Lee Zoltoff, and we will speak with him on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, here on Tomorrow Be Televised. Also, from NAE, Representative Ruth David. The Real MacGyver will explore it in detail this Friday up front on Tomorrow Will Be Televised. 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on Blog Talk Radio. More with Jason in a moment, but first, let's give you more of what Outlaw Country is all about, and we'll talk to Jason again on the other side.
We just had this fight that went down at the bowling alley. That guy got his nose broke. He got a couple of ribs busted.
You wanted this world. You wanted violence. You wanted to show this world. Here's the world, bro.
There's one person on the set that we literally couldn't do it without. He goes by one name, and that's Chucky. He is our technical advisor. He has lived a life that none of us have lived.
Welcome to my world. See, the problem is these days is these Hollywood guys will come and try to make money off a bunch of stuff and tell what they want to hear and not tell the truth. So that's why I come to the table, because I have the knowledge. I've lived that life. I still live that life to this day. If you're going to tell the story about what you want to call an outlaw, at least tell the truth about it.
That's what happens in real life, right there. People get hurt.
I got the two in the back. No.
Jason, what do people in Buckner think about A, this whole conflict, and B, you covering it?
You know what? Honestly, you would have to ask them, Simon. But everybody that I have and we, the show, have interacted with have been great. They have been truly supportive, the people, the businesses, and I'm sure that there's some people that were sad to see us leave, and I'm sure there was other people that were happy to see us go, because obviously in anything, Simon, not everybody is going to have the exact same experience, but on an overall basis, I have nothing but amazing things to say about the mayor of Buckner, about the town of Buckner. I always just in my travels as being an actor and a producer, Bischoff Hervey Entertainment, got the privilege of being able to travel a lot, and I love going to the smaller towns and interacting with the people, just as much as going to the big cities. In fact, I actually like it more, going to the smaller towns and interacting with really kind of the heartbeat of the American experience, which is built on small towns across America. And we had a great experience, and again, the people and the town of Buckner, and even the surrounding towns were always extremely friendly and helpful and supportive. And I've always liked Kansas City on a personal level, but on a business level, we had only positive interactions during our time.
Mm-hmm. Let's show one more, and let's hear one more example of what Outlaw Country is all about. I believe this one deals with more about the people involved, especially the Cook brothers and what they want to do in Outlaw Country. Take a look. Justin, play it.
Just want to double check. You guys are okay with cameras and recording for this, right?
Sure, why not? The reason we let TV cameras follow us around is because we ain't doing nothing.
It's going to show these Cook brothers harassing us.
I'm Mike Cook, and I'm Chief of Police. I'm Steve Cook, and I'm head of the Violent Crime Task Force.
Candidly, the monks, in my opinion, control everything in the metro area. Their old tattoo shop, I think they were allowing pretty much everybody that worked in there to sell dope out of the shop. I locked them up.
Tell me about the Cook brothers.
Well, the Cook brothers have been messing with us for a while. I don't understand why he just can't accept the fact that people change. Who I am now, I'm a family man, I'm a businessman, and I'm a free man.
There's kind of a political situation going on.
The mayor brought in a task force so he could show, the other communities that he was addressing perceived issues.
You've got Independence. Independence is a large metropolitan city that butts right up to us. I think Kansas City, of course, a lot of these bad guys look at it from the concept of the further east you get, the less law enforcement presence, the easier it's going to be able to do something. So, of course, because we're being aggressive, it actually looks like the crime is going up. The crime is there.
It is. It's easy to say, for instance, that you don't have a gang problem when you don't make any gang arrests.
My philosophy as a cop is I'm put here to intimidate those who intimidate others.
We ain't backing up, we ain't backing down, we ain't sidestepping, we ain't dipping, we ain't dodging. We're here to stay, man. If this is your town, you better prove it.
And if you have a question or comment for Jason, get it in now at 646-652-2906, or use our chat room, Simon Apple 04 by name. It's packing up quite quickly. Jason, your production company, which involves Eric Bischoff, has two people at the top who come from different sides of on-camera work. You came from the side of situation comedy. Eric came, of course, on the side of professional wrestling. How do you two gel as executive producers?
We gel. We gel great. It's based on a relationship that has been building since 1991. He's an amazing person, an amazing businessman, and I learn from him all the time. So I think, though, we have similar taste and ideas for what is good entertainment? How do you create that? And then also, I think we're very different in a lot of ways. But in the differences, and we challenge each other all the time. But it's always to bring out the best in each other.
Jason, I mentioned that the last time we had you on, we had you with Scott Baio doing See Dad Run on Nick at Night. Great show. Any other plans for scripted television? You're welcome.
We do have plans for things in scripted television, both in drama and both in comedy. And one of those in comedy is development on Scott Baio's next project.
You want to give us any thoughts about what's going to be about? What kind of character he's going to play?
Nope.
Do we get a return?
But Simon, Scott likes you. I'm sure when the time is right, we'll be back on your show again. But for right now, all I can say is and confirm is that Bischoff Hervey Entertainment and Scott Baio are working together on his next project.
Great to hear, Jason. And for all of our audience, that means stay tuned for all of you. Outlaw Country launches tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on WGN America. Again, check the local listings for where WGN will happen in your area via cable and satellite. And for more online details about the program and the channel, here's where you go, www.wgnamerica.com. It's www.wgnamerica.com. And you can go to our homepage, www.blogtalkradio.com/televised, for our interview with the executive producer of their other unscripted series, Wrestling with Death. Jason, great to have you on the program again. Have a wonderful time rest of your stay here in New York, and let's get you and get Eric and maybe Scott down the road here. And it's a pleasure to have you again with us.
That would be terrific. Thank you again for your support, Simon, on Outlaw Country. We appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome, Jason. Our pleasure. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Jason Hervey joining me live here in New York.